Well, time now to get the view from Labour, because the party, of course, keen to focus on the cost of living crisis and has put forward its own plans on energy prices. We can talk now to Labour's Nick Thomas-Symonds, who is the Shadow International Trade Secretary. Thank you very much for being with us this morning. It looks like Liz Truss is going to be the next Prime Minister. Would she be an improvement on the last one?
Well, first of all, very good to join you this morning, Sophie. Whether she will be an improvement on Boris Johnson, who frankly trashed the office of Prime Minister, only time in the end will tell. What I've seen over the summer, frankly, are two Conservative leadership candidates living in some sort of parallel reality. I think of the constituents who are emailing me, who are speaking to me whenever I'm out and about, who are so fearful about the pressures on family budgets this winter. And yet the Conservative Party has spent well over 2 months talking to itself and left in place a zombie government that frankly has been doing nothing over the summer whilst people are so incredibly worried.
It certainly does feel like people are concerned about the cost of living crisis going forward. She has said, of course, that she wants to have immediate action on energy bills to try and, help families and also businesses, and then tax cuts. Some people listening to that might be thinking that sounds pretty good.
Well, we'll have to just see what is actually brought forward next week to be able to judge that. I mean, the debate over the summer has not particularly shown a focus on what people are facing, or indeed an understanding of the scale of the crisis. But what we are saying very clearly is freeze energy bills, freeze that price cap so people are not paying a penny more, and take that worry away from people. And also, I listened with interest, Sophie, to your last interview. We also need to be putting in place support for businesses. And what Labour is saying is we would be putting in place a contingency fund of £1 billion for energy intensive businesses. And in addition to that, we would be raising the threshold at which business rates are paid before then actually reforming business rates. And we'd be raising that money from an increase in the digital services tax. So we've got to be helping households, we've got to be helping businesses as well.
I'm also interested to know your take on whether or not there might be an early election. There has been a bit of speculation. Is Labour on an election footing?
We are absolutely on an election footing, and I want to see this government swept away as soon as possible. These are continuity candidates, and part of the Conservative debate over the summer has been about all the problems that have been caused by 12 years of Conservative rule. To sweep this government away, we need to have that general election, and we in Labour want to see that general election happen as soon as we possibly can, so we can get on with the job of rebuilding our country's economy and standing beside people in this acute cost of living crisis that looks like is only going to get worse in the months ahead.
We spoke to Lord Lister also earlier on the programme, of course, someone who's been very close to Boris Johnson for a long time, and he said that he wouldn't rule out a return to frontline politics for Boris Johnson. If the ball came loose at the back of the scrum, he wouldn't rule anything out. Do you think that Boris Johnson could come back?
It really does show the depths to which the Conservative Party has sunk, and the fact that they are so tired after 12 years in office that they've just ousted a leader after his flagrant disregard for COVID rules, after he showed time and again it was one rule for him and another rule for the rest of the population. It really does show now the Conservative Party has completely lost its way. If they are saying credibly that they want to get rid of one leader, then try to have a leadership contest with others, then try and bring the other leader back, the only way we're ever going to get a fresh start is to sweep the Conservatives away completely.
OK, thank you very much indeed. Nick Thomas-Symonds there for the Labour Party.